baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's real, real, real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
And you
Good afternoon. My God, I'm so sorry for the never-ending loop of the intro. Y'all, I have been running around this house like a damn fool. I mean, I'm running like I'm late for the Academy Awards. What was I looking for? Well, I don't know because I lost it again. My AirPods. I was doing a little pregame warm up, getting ready to go to court. You want to get your your court game on, even if it is just crumma court. What do you think of this? You guys, I have ordered, I think I have 4 more of these coming, different styles. This makes me feel like some kind of Illuminati wood nymph, like running wild through Bohemian Groves. Oh my goodness. I'll let the games begin. No, that's actually just some company bothering me, wanting me to buy shit. It's like, God, wait your turn. I buy shit from everybody, whether I need it or not. Get in line. Speaking of getting in line, you know what I did this morning? I'm prepared, kids. I'm going to wear this Illuminati wood nymph, Bohemian Groves, Halloween crown of, what do we got going on there? Well, we've got a headstone. We've got bats. Days of wine and roses. Well, coffee and roses. It's too damn early to drink. Even though this makes me want to. Wow. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. Let me fix that little situation. Yeah, so I'm gonna wear this until I start getting a migraine behind my ears. But this headband is actually quite nicely padded. So I did see there was a box at my door with headband situation, at least number 2, possibly 2 and 3. 4, I don't think will be here until Monday. One of them is very dramatic. Yeah, no, this is not dramatic. What? Listen, I had to hold myself back from buying the antlers with the flowers and that, because it kind of creeps me out. Like I was getting a bad vibe from it. I was like, no, it's cute, but no. You know what? I've had a really good idea since our little situation, we'll just call it, the other day. Yeah. We are definitely going to do a Lisa's playlist. What do you guys think I was listening to for the pregame warm up? There's just certain. I took the dog out right before I came in here, so he'll be good. I have my coffee and, well, this was, reinforcements. I've got water. Smoke them if you got them. I mean, I don't knit anymore. If you know what that means. I saw an emoji of this, rolling. Not that kind of rolling papers, like zigzag, think. And for the longest time I thought it was a knitting emoji. And when I found out what it was, I was like, well, damn, finally it makes sense. I couldn't figure out where's the knitting fit into all of this? Y'all, I think I've said before, I was a dedicated knitter. I'm talking, if I was conscious, I was knitting. And one of my favorite things to do was, when getting ready for work back in the day, I would knit and watch Jerry Springer and, all the other trash that came right before it. I think back in the day, it was like Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake I was like, bitch, pick a lane. Like, be nice or be a bitch, but you can't ride the fence, pick a lane. Yeah, no, Jerry was more my jam. But yeah, I loved nothing more than to knit out and watch Jerry Springer. And it's like, damn, here I am, 53 years old, and I am no longer knitting, although I am seriously considering picking that habit back up. Um, no longer knitting. And now, poor Jerry, rest in peace. Is Steve Wilka still around? See, back in the day when I watched Jerry, Steve was just, his well, he was the muscle, but I'm sure he was probably like, he probably had to walk Jerry's dog and do all kinds of shit like that. Hey, listen, nobody starts at the top. But yes, it occurred to me the other day. I'm 53 years old, and while Jerry is no longer on the air doing new content, well, I don't need Jerry anymore because I am living in a Jerry Springer. I don't care who your baby daddy is. I'm not going to tell you who your baby daddy is. Save that for, well, hell, 23 and me now, I guess. Don't you just like spit in something and it comes back. So yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I have a callus on my fingers from being the redacting queen. So I walk the dog, and not just the dog. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but one of my cats likes to take a stroll around the estate, as my husband calls it. It's not an estate. I have one cat. It was the one that started it all, let's just say. She just wandered up out of the woods one day as a little itty bitty thing. And my son was still in school, and he looked up and he said, "Can I keep her? I'll take care of her." And I'm like, "Oh, sure." I'm a sucker for anything cute. So cute and in distress. So yes, what was one became four. Two of which I kept, and two went to fantastic homes. But the mommy of them all, the one I call Bitchy, that's her name. Well, sometimes when the mood strikes her, she wants to take a walk with me and the dog. And when that happens, it's like playing school teacher. I've got him on the leash, and Bitchy, being a cat, needs to walk like 40 feet behind us and pretend that she doesn't know us. Until, of course, I turn the corner, and all of a sudden, like the proverbial bat out of hell, there she is, because she's a little sketchy about outside, which is interesting considering her origins. But at any rate, when we get to a certain part, they like to race to the door. The cat always cheats. The dog cannot go through the bushes like a little stealth feline. So she's always waiting at the door like, "I win again, bitches." But yeah, not Whoopi, okay? Whoopi, much like myself, is not built for outdoor pursuits. No, it's too hot. He's got that beautiful coat. Negative. So all the animals are set. I've got all my beverages. Oh yes, and I did the pregame warm up. What do you think I was listening to? I'm at the top of the chat, so I'm going to zip all the way to the bottom, and you guys tell me what you think I was listening to. And we are going to True Texan, yes. It is Cher. It's very Cher. Cher is probably my spirit animal. Yes, some of you will be surprised. I have wide and varied musical tastes. So come on, just throw out a few guesses. Give me you don't even have to give me a song. Just give me an artist. Who do you think I was listening to? Min Mama, you're close. You're close. I was listening to a little bit of 50 Cent. Oh, actually, I did listen to Snoop and Dr. Dre, I think. Oh, Crazy Nurse. I should have listened to Highway to Hell by AC/DC. You know, AC/DC, while if I hear it out in the wild somewhere, it very much, brings me back to the wonder years. Jesus, the wonder years of gravity. You haven't learned to fully appreciate Sir Isaac Newton and his laws of gravity. And you don't have enough sense to, just tamp down a little bit on some of your great ideas, let's just say. Oh, I'm so glad we didn't have the internet when I was in my wild years. Deanna, now that's a good guess, and I do love some JT. Close. I did listen to All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix, and Gimme Shelter, the Rolling Stones. Carly Simon, You're So Vain. I thought, damn. Now, if she had known Betty, she would have rewritten those lyrics and she would have called it You're So Delusional. Urban, I don't know, is it an urban myth? Popular opinion, I think Carly may have confirmed this, is that song was written, that song was inspired by James Taylor, who, yes, I understand he was, players only love you when they're playing. Oh God, I listened to some Michael Jackson, Zen, not that one. That's one of his songs I don't care for, but Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean. Listen, I love some Michael Jackson. What else did I listen to? There was something on there I was like, oh, they'd be surprised about that one. So I thought it would be fun. We're not going to do it today because obviously we have much more pressing business to get to, but we are definitely going to do what's in Lisa's playlist. And I don't know, I might give y'all a little bit of lip syncing action. I don't know. That's not typically anything okay, this one I gotta confess. And don't judge me because I don't care. Well, I don't mean I don't care, but I mean, you know how like when you listen to something and then YouTube is kind enough to give you suggestions. And I have multiple playlists, but when R. Kelly went to prison, the next morning I just so happened to have to be in my car for about an hour, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't pour one out for R. Kelly and relive some of my my nightclub years. And while I hate what he did, I'm sorry. That doesn't mean I'm not going to listen. If I want to listen to Bump and Grind, I'm listening to Bump and Grind. And I did probably about 5 times. I mean, I just love that song. He's now, would I buy his music? Hell no. But as long as it's free on YouTube, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. That was inspired by, God, the YouTube algorithm is interesting. A little bit of Usher, TLC. Oh, God, Scrubs. Damn. That was I can remember hanging out of my girlfriend. I didn't even have a license to drive yet, I don't think, when that song came out. I think that was high school years. It's amazing. They say the sense of smell is the biggest sense of memories. I don't know about that. I mean, yes, but to me, music, certain songs, they take you there. All right. You know what? Hold on 1 second. I need to put the blind up just a tad because the sun is going to get ready to start messing around with the light. Okay. And I brought a baseball hat in to wear once this thing gets to be a little too much. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, I need to say hi to the kids in class. Okay, I'm gonna go fast, you guys. I promise. I'm gonna run. I'm running. Trying to run. Okay. Come on. There we go. All the way to the top. At least I thought we were. Come on. How come this thing never does? Somebody send me an email, and all you need to do is in the subject line put, bitch, buy a mouse that works. It's one of those things I never think about it until I'm sitting in here bitching about it. But when in Rome, do as the Romans. So I figure we're going to talk about one of the biggest, most malcontented bitches on the face of the earth. So why not? Okay. Hey, TLC. Well, TLC, look at that. You were just singing to me. How are you? I wonder if Betty likes TLC. Was it Lisa Left Eye Lopez that burned her boyfriend's house down? Remember, he was a football player for the Atlanta Falcons, I think. Yeah, they had a little spat, and she was really pissed because she burned the house. Well, I don't think she burned it down, but did she? She did a hell of a lot of damage. I know that. Just saying. Oh, yes. Little bit of Mary J. God, I love Mary J. Blige. Yeah. And in the words of Mary J., leave your situations at the door. Hey, Mac, how are you? Oh, girl. Now, that didn't get by me. I've got a little note. Psh. Pretty much saying that. Hey, Deanna. Elisa Jordana. Oh, okay. I will. I love finding new people. Okay. I will absolutely do that. Hey, SoFlo, how are you? Crazy Nurse in the house. Denise Olis. Hey, Julie, how are you? Y'all, I'm just running. Okay, I'm not. Hey, Mitten Mama, are you working on that Fruity Pebbles recipe? Like, SoFlo can have all that plant-based crap in the world. Like, girl, I'll send you my lawn clippings. But no, please send me all of the chemicals, all the colors, all the things. I quite literally exist on the rainbow. Okay. Taste the rainbow. That I taste it. I taste a box of rainbow every day. My husband gets so aggravated with me because every time he goes to like Sam's or Costco, he comes home with these huge Fruity Pebble boxes. And I'm like, honey, stop. Quit buying those things because I just y'all, I have no self-control when it comes to Fruity Pebbles. If it's here, if I ever go missing, just follow the trail of Fruity Pebbles. And don't send the YouTubers whatever the hell you do. Typically, I do this. I have the bag, I stick my hand in, I transfer them to my non-dominant hand, and then I just do this as I'm walking everywhere. And there's literally Fruity Pebbles all over my house. I have one of those stupid Roomba things that, it does a good job, but to me, that thing is pointless. It was a gift. I would never waste that kind of money on that stupid thing. All it does is terrorize my animals. But I thought, there's got to be a better way to do this. So now I take a Solo cup and I pour them in there, and I just take the cup and pour them in my mouth. Now I still have a trail, but it's not quite as bad as, the other method of delivery. Hey, VK sir, how are you? Daz Larson, happy Friday. Hi, Tin. What does what even mean? What? Oh gosh, 10. I'm with you. What the hell does that mean? No telling. Hey, Green. Yes, the Pelican brief. For anyone, any of you that might be young, well, I'm sure you're not listening to me if you're young, but well, you know what I mean, you guys. Yes, the Pelican brief. Before it was a movie starring, I think, Tom Cruise, Tommy Lee Jones, a bunch of other people. It was a book. Yes, some people read books. John Grisham, lawyer turned author turned filthy ass rich. Yes. And it was a legal thriller, unlike this, which is a legal sedative. That's what it is. It's a WTF with a side of sedative. Yes, that's what it is. Hey, Glory. Hey, blank screen. How are you? I popped in yesterday for a little bit, but it was right before you had to step away for a few minutes. But I did say hello. Oh, hi, Green Goblin. Ooh, I like that name. Welcome. Rapper, are we going to behave today, please? As long as you are, we're good. We're just gonna, we're wiping that slate clean from the other day. Well, the good news is, even if you had to pay the rent, that's definitely would be subsidized housing. So the rent would be quite affordable. Hi, Elaine. How are you? Hey, Patty. Okie Crime News in the house. Glenda. Clover. Uh-oh. I hear my phone going. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. This is your fault, both of you. Okay. Oh, it's what I asked you to do. Okay, thank you. See, oh God, I need an emotional support assistant. One that can just keep me on the damn freeway. Oh, blank screen. Excuse me. Is that a challenge? Do you think I don't have one? Because I do. These are my press credentials. Well-dressed literate media credentials by Neiman Marcus and Saks Fifth Avenue. And my lanyard, while it may not be as exciting as Betty's. Oh, mine is also an auto kind of thing, but this is from a Formula One race. So yes, anything else y'all think I don't have in this credenza sitting in front of me, just ask. I mean, this damn thing is like the magician's hat. Hey, Dis, how are you? I hope you're good. Hey, Ange Carter. Ooh, Go Bulldogs 93. Hi, that's a new name. Welcome. KB in the house. Hey, Kathy P. Kathy, I love the new and improved knife dance. I wish you could see my husband when I explain this shit to him. I had a doozy of a story to tell him yesterday. Oh, we've got 2 mama bears, I think. Well, hello to both of you. Hey, little Boston, Cambry. Oh yes, you know I'm not just gonna. I'm gonna do a very, think of what I'm going to do as the knife dance of dramatic readings of whatever this pile of shit is. My God. Oh, hey, Queen Bella, how are you? Yes, I'm going to do my best to bring you the funny, to make you laugh. If I got to suffer through it, so do you. Hey, Heather B. Beachy. All right, we're getting there, you guys. We're halfway there, which means it's going to refresh in about 2 seconds. We do. We have Mama Bear 2222, and then we have another Mama Bear. That's all right. Listen, in these parts, you can't have enough Mama Bears. I don't think my husband would consent. I've got a short list of people that if they knock at the door, we've already agreed ahead of time. I'm out. Jason Momoa is one. Adam Levine is another. I've got a couple, but we're only, those are the two we've talked about. So, and if either one of them could show up with Salma Hayek, I mean, it would just be a wash. We'd be all good. Drew Texan in the house. Yes, that's right. Lady Justice, Statue of Liberty, you know, Gothic Statue of Liberty. Oh my God, wait until you see the last one. I'm saving the last one. The last one's going to be the very big dramatic moment. This thing actually had, unbeknownst to me, until I took the scissors to it. It came out of the box and I was like, why is that little like wire wrapped? It was like interwoven. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just to like hold this up. But I didn't like the way it looked. So I and unraveled it all. And then I looked and saw that there's a little switch. It was supposed to light up. I wouldn't have. I'm sorry. Even for me, there's too much. And making this thing light up, too much. So, you know. Perhaps if I'd read what I was buying, I would have known. Hey, Fit and Curvy, how you doing? I'm trying. Hey, let's be honest. How are you? I'm trying not to. Hey, Brittany. Oh, that's right. I did hear Steve Wilkos had his own show. Good for him. Hey, Fairy Meadows. Marie Duffy. Happy Friday. Chris Cress in the house. Runs with scissors. Yes, ma'am. I Can't Stand the Rain. Oh my God, I love that song. Most people don't know that song by Tina. That's one of my favorite songs that she sings. If you like Tina Turner, and you've never heard her sing I Can't Stand the Rain, go listen to it. Stitching, bitchin', and true crime. Welcome. There was no Metallica. I'm not opposed to Metallica. I just didn't have any in there. Hey, Amy M. I like it all. Little Marvin Gaye. There's not a lot that I don't like. The only thing I really don't listen to is country. I take that back. One song. Reba McEntire, Fancy. I love that song. I don't know. I loved it the first time I ever heard it. And I don't know. That's the only country song. To me, it's not really country. Doesn't sound like it. Laugh at Life, welcome. Just Jake, hello. Hi, Beverly. Would it be too much to ask for you guys to try and when you come in the door, could you seat yourselves alphabetically? Oh, I'm kidding. I got to find a faster wishful thinking. That sentiment, that's written in several places in this pile of paper. So what? Yes, many, many places. Hey, Frankie's mom, how are you? Bama G in the house. It's hard to put my glasses on with this. That's why I'm squinting. Hey, twin thing. All right, I'm running. Hi, Lost Hope. You like my Halloween? It's a headband. Hi, Glenda. All right. Anybody? Hey, Cashmere, how you doing? If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. Hey, Cece Jones. And I promise I will say hola at some point. Tennille Suzanne, love will keep us together. That's the only song I didn't listen to this morning. God, yesterday, you guys, my brain was so, all right, we're at the end. Awesome. My brain was so polluted from the night before. Just all the disgusting, vile insanity that goes on in this place. Like, I typically listen to YouTube when I'm doing, the shit we all do in the real world. I put my AirPods in, I clean my house, I walk the dog, I go to the grocery store, I do work, whatever I'm doing. Yesterday, I was like, it was too much. And I was like, you know what? My go-to. I got two go-tos: music and retail therapy. So it was kind of a letdown when I got to Home Goods, and that place was so jam-packed there was just shit everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I was like, I came here to get happy, not get anxiety. So I did my returns and I left because it was unbelievable. But even on the way there, it's fall in Florida, which means the mercury's, in the 80s. The humidity was down for the first time since probably this time last year. I put all the windows down. I opened up my sunroof and turned that music up as loud as that bitch would go. It worked. And all joking aside, you guys, I know everybody is on here for different reasons. This serves different purposes for everybody. For some people, you're just on and not here a long time, just maybe every day, but not for long periods of time. Some people are dedicated every day, all night. No matter what it is, please touch grass, touch sand, touch water, touch asphalt, touch carpet. Well, no, not carpet, because that's hopefully inside. I promise you, anything that you miss, it'll be right here waiting for you when you get back. I said yesterday, I don't have any of this kind of disgusting, vile shit. I don't have any of that in my real life. So, yeah, every day I'm like, and what am I doing? Why am I here? So just please don't ever underestimate what a what an emotional toll this place can take on you. And unless you're going to do some stupid bullshit, this is what happens when you can't put it all in perspective, when you can't just walk away and recenter. Hey, voices, I saw you sneak in here. Hey, Virgo away. Okay, so let's get started, kids, shall we? I'm not sure how many pages this was in total. I mean, honestly, this right here, see this? This is only up to page 8 of the actual complaint. All this, these are her exhibits. This is what remains. I don't know if I have enough life left to live to get through all of this. And Betty, I stand firmly behind what I said this morning. This is the product of, I'm just going to say, a chaotic mind. Hey, Striker Force, how you doing? And Betty, I promise you, I guarantee you, in Betty's mind, this is what Betty probably thinks. In her mind, she thinks that doing this, like, is impressive. I guarantee you, she, in her mind, is sitting back saying, oh, job well done, Betty. Good. You're so fucking smart. Yeah, I know. You should have gone to law school, but you're busy saving the world. Like, she cannot see the forest through the trees. She does not get that a judge is not. You know what I wrote up here? My very first note. Well, no, I take that back. It wasn't my first note. The Purdue opiate class action lawsuit was shorter than this pile of shit right here. And it probably was. And that should tell you something. I mean, yeah, Carly Simon, you're so delusional. I just, this right here is a large part of the reason that, real legal professionals can't stand pro se litigants because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And it makes the process, which is already long and arduous and expensive, it just makes it all take longer. But I promise you, she thinks this is her magnum opus right here. This is her swan song, at least she thinks. So let's get started with the fun, shall we? Yes, another note was Betty, you are not. Aaron Brockovich, you are not, sweetie. I know you think you are. You're not. Oh, and then my other note, Chat GP3 has been very busy, hasn't it? Yes. I agree with Burnt Toast. Oh, hi, Runaway Truth. How are you? Unfortunately, I only got to listen to like the first half hour, 45 minutes of Burnt Toast from last night, but I promise you, I'm going to finish it. But I do concur with her thoughts, and I'm sure if you're a thinking person, that this is less specific. This did the opposite of what it is supposed to be doing. No, she just added more. And again, I do not believe that this was all Betty's work product. That's all I'll say about that, because it's interesting when it's Betty's turn to lay it out there, girl, hit me with it. Yeah, hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah. Yeah. Here was my other note on the bottom. Self-serving bullshit is what most of it is. Honestly, I mean, truly, Betty, I hope you will consider, I don't know if you've made, we're all headed in the same direction. We don't all get there at the same time. I mean, nobody lives forever. I hope you will consider donating your psyche to science. You could very possibly help some people. All right, let's get started with this shit show, shall we? Oh, I love alliteration. Betty, do you know what alliteration is? I doubt it. That's what I just did. And y'all, whenever possible, I'm not going to read the very first part, the amended complaint. That I'm not reading that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to read most of it. Jurisdiction and venue. This is a civil action seeking monetary and punitive relief for defamation, libel, slander, tortious interference with prospective economic advantage, intentional infliction of emotional distress, civil conspiracy, and concert of action, negligence, and unjust enrichment. And I guarantee you, at least two of those concepts, she has no earthly idea what the hell those are. Okay? If you asked her right now, think of it as like when someone sings a cappella. Betty, can you define concert of action? And there was another one. Because you know what? I have a real legal education from a real state college, not a bullshit finance company that gives you a piece of paper that says you are, insert career, that you've probably paid 3 times what a Harvard education would cost you. And I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what that means. Hey, Heartland, honey. And if I don't know, I assure you she doesn't know. Did she Google or chat GP3? I would imagine, yes. Okay. Oh, hold on 1 minute. Before I go any further, we're just going to watch something very quickly. It's only about 30, maybe a minute. Because I think it's important. Betty is alleging all these things about, her very important career and her work and blah, blah, blah. She's a professional, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, you know what, before I really get, rolling on this, let's just take a look at this professional in action, shall we? I just think it's important. Okay. Here we go.
This we're going to use today. Nothing really major about this strap-on that should get people all up in arms about it. So how we do this is we just put this over ourselves like this, okay?
Well, I'm sure she does know.
This is how true crimers strap on, right here.
Wow.
Now we're strapped, baby. Now we're strapped.
I got it.
Check out my strap-on. I bet you mine's bigger than yours.
Oh, you're right about that.
This is not the kind of strap-on that you
definitely right about
strap-ons
that.
might look like this.
Yeah, I don't have one.
We're going to use today, okay?
How about let's just one more time for posterity's sake, and I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to let it play.
Nothing really major about this strap-on that should get people all up in arms about it. So how we do this is we just put this over ourselves like this, okay? This is how true crimers strap on, right here. Now we're strapped, baby. Now we're strapped.
I got it.
Check out my strap-on. I bet you mine's bigger than yours.
Jesus, you are absolute unmitigated trash. My God. Sweetie, you might want to work on strapping those girls down and whoop, lifting them up, okay? And you know, I'm just, my professional opinion is, you know, no. So there you go. Yeah, that is your very professional non-professional. And her very serious and impressive career has been, it's been very, you know, marred. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Have y'all ever seen, like, oh, well, you know, someone Betty loves to hate, Ashley Banfield? Like, do you think Ashley Banfield has ever done what's supposed to be a joke? Betty, the joke's on you. You are the joke. I have never, honest to God, like, there is no part of me that can understand why any woman, why that's how she wants to present herself. Like, that's because, I'm sorry, you cannot be Exhibit 1, Your Honor. Yeah, Exhibit 1. Yeah, I don't think that Ashley Banfield or Oprah or, you know, whoever Betty, you know, looks up to, I don't know, maybe Margaret Sanger, or, you know, maybe one of the members of the Westboro Baptist Church or something. Yeah. Yeah, I would think that even they do not. It's just so gross. It is just sickening. I mean, you're not a teenager, okay? You're not some young stupid girl. Well, you got part of that sentence, but you're not young. You're not some young stupid girl who, you know, because the folly of youth, because you're stupid and you don't understand the, you know, far-reaching consequences of when you want to present yourself in that kind of manner. But I say, to me, it's like, well, that's who she is. I mean, that is who she is. So fly your flag, honey, but you don't get to have it both ways, okay? Sorry. Court has subject matter jurisdiction. Okay, we got that. Queen Bee, doing business as Queen Bee, doing business as the Hive, have been residents of Illinois for 90 days, continuously immediately. The rest is about venue and jurisdiction. We don't need to read that. Okay, parties. Plaintiff, BHB, is an individual doing business as a sole proprietor. Betty, you know, since you are such a genius, you do understand that that is one of the dumbest ways to, for one who says that she's a business person. I mean, I'm a businesswoman. I am not a sole proprietor. No, yeah, this headband's going to be going soon, y'all. So enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah, that was very interesting to me, because you have absolutely zero protections as a sole proprietor that you would have even being an LLC. Okay, but you know, that's not surprising either. Doing business as a sole proprietor and existing under the laws of Florida, with her principal place of business in Bradenton, Florida. Defendant, Queen Bee, aka Queen Bee, aka Queen Bee, Queen Bee, Queen Bee, is an individual residing in Illinois. Nature of action. Bullhorn Betty is an independent video journalist. Yeah, just the same way that I'm a supermodel. a truth and transparency advocate. And is that only for other people, or do you hold yourself to that standard as well? That's rhetorical. We know the answer to that. And a content creator who covers true crime cases nationwide by traveling to locations of interest and reporting from the scene on her YouTube channel, Bullhorn Betty, for her 24,000 plus subscribers. By the way, is that not, oh, I don't know, give or take 10,000 or so more subs than Queen Bee? I mean, I don't keep track of Queen Bee sub count, but I am fairly certain that Betty has quite a few more subs than Queen Bee. So, there is that. Bullhorn Betty receives monetary compensation from YouTube's parent company, Google, through Google's AdSense program. Attached, Exhibit A. Why do you think the judge gives a shit about the fucking AdSense revenue? They don't. Number 9. Bullhorn Betty has dedicated the last 6 years of Bullhorn Betty's life to helping victims. Girl, this is your story. I guess you tell it how you want. And victims' families to bringing, I think that you should have said by bringing attention to cases that have gone unsolved, or bringing attention to a missing person whose whereabouts are unknown. I'm sure it goes without saying, there's not a fucking comma in sight. So I'm so sorry, Betty, but it's things like this that make me go, what kind of a journalist does not speak and or write using proper English, grammar, parts of speech, punctuation, etc. We'll just call it the English stuff. Okay? I don't hold myself out as a journalist, but sitting next to you, I am a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. Okay, my freaking chats that I put in different channels. I mean, I am Pulitzer Award winning, or Edward R. Murrow. Yeah, like Betty. I've told you before, it makes it very difficult for the reader, who already has to suffer through this nonsensical drivel, which is basically just an overgrown baby whining, having a little, this is a 200 some odd page temper tantrum is what this is. Okay. But could you do us all a favor? I don't know, mean a comma, mean a period, mean a semicolon, mean a colon, mean a paragraph. God, I mean, honestly, all joking aside, it makes it very difficult for the person reading it. Like when I have to go in and I have to insert the punctuation, and I have to edit the word choice to, the proper word. Well, I'm not the only one who's having to do that. Okay. Bullhorn Betty also provides resources to families in a variety of ways. Obviously, there's no comma. There should be, including but not limited to. That's where the comma goes, not after the flyers, idiot. Her go-to flyers. Posters. Oh yes, Betty loves to make a poster. Damn, she's very crafty. Just give her a damn hot glue gun and a freaking, a yard of glitter and some puff paint. And oh God, she will saw it. Just leave it to Betty. Okay. Her flyers are legendary. Her posters, her poster game. But between the two of them, I'm sure she solved thousands of, missing cases. Posters, searching, and physically posting flyers, among other activities, and raises funds for those efforts. And number 10, prior to Bullhorn Betty becoming a content creator, Betty was a full-time, wait for it, keyword, very important, volunteer. Honey, you do know what what volunteer or voluntary means, right? That means free of charge. Volunteers don't get paid. People who get paid, that's a job. Full-time volunteer community advocate and coordinator in Manatee County. You know what? I think I'm gonna just hit up Manatee County. I won't be an asshole and call them, but I think I'll send an email, and I'm just gonna, say, I'm a member of the well, I'll just use Betty's metric. I'm an award-winning YouTube journalist, and I'm just trying to vet some information in a lawsuit. Yes, could you tell me during what period of time Bullhorn Betty was a coordinator? I think what she meant to say is I am a miserable, power-hungry bitch who has no life and no friends. So I take my 3 minutes of fame that's allotted to me, you, a dog named Boo, however often those poor bastards that listen. Anybody thinking of running for county commission in Manatee County? Fair warning, you're going to have this one to contend with. So I don't know, that might sway your decision. The Crazy Christie. Oh, well, I'm glad you found me and came back. Welcome. Ooh, a very lucky lady. I love that. Me too. Oh, sorry, you guys. I'm when I see somebody new come in, I'm just glancing over to say hi. I don't want to get too bogged down by, you know how I am. I get distracted by the chat. Hi, BJ. Okay, carrying on. Bullhorn Betty's volunteer work includes, but is not limited to, commentary. Would that be at the lectern? That poor podium starts quaking in fear every time her little Ferdinand the Bull self goes swaying back and forth in her hard rock hoodie. Betty, what's your pregame playlist? Ooh, I'd love to see that. Okay, carrying on. Her volunteering includes, but not limited to, commentary, reporting. It's kind of the same thing. Advocating. That's an incredibly ambiguous and vague term that could mean any of many definitions, depending on who you ask. Including protests around the state of Florida and other areas around the country, bringing awareness to victims and causes. I have to do that because there's no punctuation, to indicate where to take a breath. Yeah, protests in the state of Florida. Isn't that interesting? Because Betty, did you by chance anywhere in this magnum opus of yours, did you explain the statute that was inspired by you? Oh, I hope you do. Because, hey, why leave out any of the good things that you've done or inspired? Oh, because there aren't any? Okay, yeah, that's true. Oh, here comes Mike Stevens. Hi, Mike. Okay, let's see. Number 11. During Hurricane Ian, Bullhorn Betty went into flooded areas in Northport, Sarasota County, Florida, with a team. Who was on your team? You make it sound like a FEMA team. I'm pretty sure your team consisted of you and Olivia and her mom. But okay, have it, you know, this is like McDonald's, have it your way. That's McDonald's, right? Or is that Burger King? I don't know. I'm not a fast food junkie. With a team to assist families and flood victims in evacuating their homes as floodwater rose. No, Betty, what you should have said there is as floodwaters were rising. And if they had wanted private civilian citizens with no experience or training in real evacuation and rescue things, well, they would have, when they sent that very annoying siren thing, emergency alert on your phone, they would have said, please, we need community volunteers to help. No, I live here. And I was here during all that, and I know exactly how it went. They did not want people like you. You know why? Because you're a liability. As I would have been a liability had I gone out there and done that. Because that's not, I mean, how dumb are you? There were down live power lines. There was all kinds of really things that could have gone so badly. Like, go ahead, please, by all means, continue, telling us all about your good deeds. With a team to assist families and flood victims in evacuating their homes as flood water rose. Flood waters were rising. You're welcome. Bullhorn Betty, with the assistance of others, helped 5 families and about 41 dogs and puppies evacuate the area. See Spot run. Are you serious right now? I mean, put this on your CV if you want to get a volunteer position at the SPCA, okay? And dogs would have sufficed. I mean, honest to God, are you so stupid that you cannot see this, how this appears? Do you really think that nobody is smart, who is going to look at this and read that and go, oh, dogs and puppies. Oh, yes, puppies certainly wasn't done for any kind of dramatic effect. Now, these families were unknown to Bullhorn Betty. However, some of these activities were broadcast. You don't say. Wow. Yeah, I have a feeling that if the family had said, ma'am, no, I don't want to be on film. Oh, sorry about your luck. And she probably just would have moved on to the next, person who, she's making it sound like she was at Katrina. What was that called? That fabulous 10 Days at Memorial, something like that. First, I read the book when it came out. Then it was a podcast, and then it was a series on HBO, I think, which is fabulous. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Yeah, that's Betty. Let me tell you something. Those men and women in Katrina at Memorial, trying to get people out of there by hook, by crook, whatever they could do. Sleep deprived, filthy, dirty, no food. Those people are heroes. You have never done a fucking good thing in your life if you weren't getting some Benny out of it. Betty, kind of like I've told you so many times, people who are smart, they don't have to scream it at you all the time. It just comes across and you just know. When you do good things for others in a non-self-serving way, you also don't have to, make a flyer and tell everybody about all your good deeds. These families were unknown to Bullhorn Betty. However, some of these activities were broadcast to Bullhorn Betty's audience and are available to the general public on Bullhorn Betty's YouTube channel. You know what I wrote? Irrelevant. So what? What do you think this is? Like, do you think this is your fucking resume? God, you are. I said to my husband before I walked in here, he's like, I can't believe you have spent all that time reading that stupid bullshit. And I said, you know what? I am so baffled as to what would make her think that all this is like painting her in a good light. And I said, I am going to be really generous right now. And I'm going to tell you that all that shit I just read, up to the part I've gotten through, I said, I'm going to be exceedingly generous. And I'm going to tell you that it's the product of a early high school years education. Number 12. After Hurricane Ian moved past Florida, Bullhorn Betty raised money on Bullhorn Betty's YouTube channel for victims in Fort Myers, Lee County, Florida. Bullhorn Betty personally shopped for the food and delivered the food and other supplies to the designated food supply drop-off before getting approval. See what I mean? Like, are you dense? Like, how do you think that helps you? It shows you, for the petulant child that you are. This is a 200 and some odd page temper tantrum. And for some reason, she thinks that making a statement like that basically she thumbed her nose at what was asked of civilians. Betty, there are procedures in place for reasons that clearly you can't even begin to fathom. But nonetheless, things are done the way they are for a reason. So, but keep it up with this. It's brilliant, Betty. Hey, vase of flowers, how are you? Leo the lioness, hello. Hey, Michelle, let me tell you something. If she had to pay out of her own pocket, hey, Notre Dame, how you doing? If she had to pay out of her own pocket to put ink cartridges in that old behemoth printer of hers, she wouldn't be able to print her own damn LawSuit. I mean, for me, it's like I just print it. But, I have the kind of printer that you don't have to spend. You pay more in the beginning, but you don't have to buy all those cartridges all the time. Of course, it did take, half a ream of paper. Designated food supply drop-off before getting approval as media. Honey, yeah, you're media like I'm a supermodel. To enter the restricted area of Fort Myers to tour the damage with other media organizations. Okay, Betty, if you say so. Also, irrelevant. That belongs on your CV. Well, your CV, it would fit on an index card. Yeah. Or a sticky note. Well, hell, it might fit on one of these sticky notes. But where it doesn't belong, because it's apropos of nothing that the judge gives a shit about, okay? Betty, this is called self-serving statements. That's what that is. I mean, because they don't say bullshit, but that's what it is, self-serving bullshit. Okay. Number 13. Bullhorn Betty has personally interviewed Dwayne, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Chapman, and sold that interview to TMZ. So, and also something else you should put on your CV because it means nothing. Betty, if God forbid some major news event happened and I was at my grocery store and I turned my camera on and I filmed it, I could then offer that for sale to any number of media outlets. It doesn't make me a journalist. What makes you a journalist is a command. You don't even have a grasp. Never mind a command. But that is what makes you a legit member of the media or gives you the right to call yourself a journalist. You have a command of the King's English that I so love. Number 14, News Nation broadcasted an interview Bullhorn Betty and others had with Cassie Laundrie while on Cassie Laundrie's front yard. Cassie Laundrie is the sister to Brian Laundrie. That was the suspected murderer of Gabby Petito. You know what I put? You know what my note was for that? I said, are you pitchfork carrying nut jobs when you scared their children because you were out acting the damn unhinged idiot screaming on the sidewalk in front of their house? You call that an interview? No. You assholes were scaring their children and embarrassing them in front of all the neighbors. And last I checked, they were never accused of or involved in anything that went on there. You absolutely harassed the shit out of those people. And they felt they had no choice but to come out and do whatever they had to do to get you fucking lunatics out from in front of their house. You are sick. What the hell is wrong with you? My God. You actually think that statement right there, I'm assuming Queen Bee's attorney is smarter than me. And I promise you that, there'll be an answer to that. I mean, you're very conveniently leaving a lot of facts out of that statement, well, out of this whole thing, but definitely out of that. Number 15. Bullhorn Betty has been observed in multiple news segments. There should be a comma there. Locally, nationally, and internationally. Bullhorn Betty has been interviewed by French news organizations, European news organizations, British news organizations. Betty, just to let you know, that's all redundant because France is part of Europe, as is Britain. So European news organizations would have sufficed. But I know, why would you use 20 words when you can use 20,000 poorly worded ones? Yeah. Redundant. Spanish news organizations, redundant. Australian news organizations. Okay, Australia is not part of Europe, so okay on that. And yeah, I said proves what exactly? CV, Betty, CV, not CVS, CV. That's where that, belongs. Number 16, Bullhorn Betty's commentary, reporting, and or content has been used in multiple documentaries over the last 2 years. Fine. I mean, I don't know. I've seen her in one, and it was about 10 seconds. And that was the Murdoch Netflix documentary. Of course, I saw her and Molly, and both of them in their little coochie cutter shorts in front of the Myakkahatchee Park where he was found. I think that's where he was found. But yeah, I also said along with lots of others. Okay, that's number 17. Bullhorn Betty has appeared on and or Bullhorn Betty's comments have been published in local, national, and international publications. There should be a comma there, journalist, including but not limited to the New York Post, New York Times, Inside Edition, 48 Hours, 48 Hours Australia, News Nation, Fox News, CNN, and many smaller and local stations or enterprises. I have no idea if all that's true or not, but okay, fine, say it's true. Betty, just because they use a clip of your stupid ass walking up and down a sidewalk in a neighborhood where there is a worldwide story, like the world is quite literally watching. Just because they used you in various places acting the damn ass clown, that does not make you Ashley Banfield or Martha McCallum or Harris Faulkner or, and I could go on. Number 18. Bullhorn Betty has participated in several documentaries in the USA and abroad. Redundant. Again, that was all. Betty, you have beat that into the reader's head for several paragraphs now. So more self-serving, redundant bullshit. Number 19. Bullhorn Betty has committed her career, and of course I said what career, to helping her community. Okay, if that's, going against what civilians are instructed to do in a natural disaster and or ranting at a podium every month or every other month for 3 minutes, congratulations. Committed her career to helping her community locally, which has flourished into a full-time career. How is you being a tragedy pimp helping Manatee County? Exactly. But, go ahead and fill us in. I'm hoping you will, maybe 100 pages in or something. I got a life to live. So I can't spend 24 hours, straight trying to make sense of this fucking pile of pulp, which is what this is. Helping her community locally, which has flourished into a full-time career that requires Bullhorn Betty to travel throughout the United States of America, covering true crime cases and providing resources sponsored by Bullhorn Betty's channel to those families in need. The resources provided by Bullhorn Betty to those families include flyers, posters, banners, t-shirts, keychains. What, Betty, why exactly would they need a keychain? Just wondering. Oh, because does it possibly have your info on it, like a little ad space? Yeah, something tells me that's what it is. Because after all, it's you're trying to prevent a bunch of latchkey kid, another generation of latchkey kids, aren't you? So I don't know any other reason you'd be handing out keychains except as a little advertising for you. I know though that is typically something I see a lot of when looking at maybe a list of a family in need, yes, you always see keychains on there and posters. Yeah, you see a lot of that. Organizing searches and some financial resources that are sponsored by Bullhorn Betty's channel members and subscribers. Bullhorn Betty is dedicated to giving back to those in need. And I said, okay, so what? Let's say her channel's 2 years old, give or take. What do you think she's laid out in actual tangible resources? And it's not her laying out, it's her subs giving her money that she then appropriates for whatever the hell she decides is resources that are in need. So let's just say flyers, posters. What else did I write down? T-shirts. What's on the T-shirt? Is by any chance your channel name on the T-shirt anywhere? I'm assuming it is. So the only thing that she's listed here that I'm going to say could, whether her name is on it or not, okay, could benefit a family. Flyers, posters, banners, T-shirt, debatable. I love this. Organizing searches and some financial resources that are, well, Betty, this is a court of law, and it's about facts, and it's about specificity. So where's the number? Maybe it's further along in the document. Okay, we'll wait for it. Hey, Brianna, how you doing? But the number that I, without putting too much thought into it, jotted down. And Betty, listen, I can't help it if you are not smart enough to get a resale sales tax number so that you can buy T-shirts and, all those goodies at wholesale. I'm sorry if you're too dense to, and you're paying retail when you don't need to. That's on you. But I guarantee you every single one of these things is branded with her bullshit on it. Okay. So without me thinking too far into it, I came up with, I'll give her $5,000. We'll say $5,000 she has spent of her subscribers' money on flyers, blah, blah, blah. And Betty, that's something interesting. If you're selling merchandise of any kind, you do know that you owe the Florida Department of Revenue. You have to pay sales tax on that. You know that, right? So not only are you an idiot and seem to be paying sales tax on the front end, where, see, people like me who can buy wholesale, I don't pay sales tax on the front end. I remit sales tax when people buy from me, which is what you should be doing as well. Betty, it's not smart to have a business, especially a damn juggernaut like that you have given birth to here. I mean, a sole proprietorship, that's when you have an Etsy business, Betty. Hell, even Etsy businesses probably are not just sole proprietorships. You do know that operating as a sole proprietorship, your personal assets are not protected like they would be if you had an LLC or were a corporation of some kind. But I guess, I have things to protect, which is why I operate that way. I guess she doesn't. have anything to protect. Number 20, Queen Bee runs multiple YouTube channels and has repeatedly published defamatory statements about Bullhorn Betty on those channels. Number 21, Queen Bee has predominantly targeted Bullhorn Betty over the last 20 months so that Queen Bee could publicly condemn and shame Bullhorn Betty on her channel, outlined in more detail below. Oh, goody. Finally, we're getting to the detail. Betty, it is absolutely categorically within our rights and personal opinions to condemn your actions. I condemn your actions. What was the other word she just used? Condemn and what? Shame. Betty, you know, I have, you know, I've had to grapple with, and it's taken a while, but I have come to the realization that you are quite literally shameless. So there's shaming you is kind of a, yeah, that's not going to be a productive endeavor. Kind of like your strap-on video that I played when we started all this. So everybody just, you know, bears in mind this, the professional that you are. Any woman that would do that and think it's funny and wants to be portrayed that way at her own hand. Listen, Betty, if I had a record that looked like you, I wouldn't like, I couldn't do what you do, because no one is, well, I won't say no one. Few people are irredeemable, Betty, even you. But you know, you do not do anything to help yourself, let's just say. So I have, Queen Bee has, Crazy Nurse, Patty, Brianna, TLC, everyone listening, everyone in this chat, everyone in this country has every right to condemn your actions because it is a personal opinion. And as far as shaming you, what do you think is and by the way, for anyone who does not know what in the civil realm, civil wrongs are referred to as torts. That goes back to common law. And it is not a violation of any tort that I know of to shame someone. Shaming someone, Betty, that's as most of your word choice, very, very overly broad, not, I'm gonna do a Betty and say not specific, even though that's redundant because overly broad means not specific. I mean, I don't know how to break it down any more simply, truthfully. Number 22, on or about what? Well, excuse me. No, not on or about. Why can you not say definitively on X date at X? You know, I can see approximating the time, but no, not on or about. This is your party, so I would think you would know the exact date when oh my God, when this, you know, when this horrible, I'm trying to think of what word do I want to use? you know, this has become your social media cross to bear, I guess, is how you look at it. On or about January 5th, 2022, it appears to be the first defaming video. Find the first defaming video. What else do you have to do? We don't need on or about. Tell us when it started with specificity. That's what the law is about, Betty. Appears to be the first defaming video Queen Bee produced about Bullhorn Betty. Queen Bee has received around 590 views since its release date. And I thought, my gosh, that's really low for her. Number 23. Over the next 14 months, subsequent to Queen Bee's first video, Queen Bee's commentary became increasingly more aggressive towards Bullhorn Betty. I'm not even dealing with the aggressive term because, yet again, very, very broad and subjective term. You know, you think if somebody looks at you the wrong way, probably in the grocery store, that they're, you know, that's aggressive, and they're, oh, Betty, how many people have you said have assaulted you in public that never touched you? Yeah, we've all seen those videos where you will say, he hit me, he touched me, he hit me. And multiple channels will replay a video and nobody sees what apparently Betty sees. So that's just a very, you know, subjective word. But Betty, could there be any correlation between, we'll just call it the rhetoric, even though I don't really like that term for this, but that's what we're going to use. And I'm not just talking about Queen Bee. Do you not, Betty, like when you first came on the scene and you were like little Ferdinand the Bull in your coochie cutter Daisy Duke shorts with your fucking bullhorn, back in the days when you still had hair, you know, when you were trying to propel yourself to internet fame on the, you know, Molly Golightly's coattails. You know, when you first graced YouTube with your lovely presence, you know, I would imagine a lot of people probably thought, in fact, I think I was one of them who was like, well, let's just see what she's all about. And yeah, you just kept like escalating and escalating the rhetoric. And, you know, that then in turn invokes feelings in people. And that's kind of what everybody's doing on here. You know, we do commentary on nothing more than the work product that all of us put out. Most of us understand that that's the game. Like, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. But Betty would rather just make all of us build her a new kitchen. That's how she sees it. Why would she leave? Wouldn't it be easier to change the behavior and the thoughts of millions of people? I mean, that truly, that appears to be her mindset, which is probably why she's had the kind of life she's had. She just, you know, doesn't get grown-up concepts. Oh, Wise Angel, I don't know what's going on, but hi. And I hope that, I'm just looking at the other comments, wishing, you know, well for your mom, but oh, well, I will keep you in my thoughts. I became increasingly aggressive towards Betty. I said, you seem to have this effect on people, Betty. LOL. Now, number 24. Over the next 14 months, subsequent to the first video, Queen Bee incited her audience more often, there should be a comma there, and with more damaging language design to elicit emotional responses from them. Betty, you are the one who invokes. How did she, emotional? Is that how she put it? Betty, you, honey, you invoke emotional responses. I would be saying every effing bit of what I'm saying now to you if I never saw another creator on YouTube. I don't like you. See, that very much proves the statement I just made about the kitchen. And Betty, instead of Betty controlling the one thing she can control, she would rather try and exert her will over other people and make us build her a new kitchen. So you are what invokes that kind of reaction in people by your vile behavior. I don't know how to make it any more simple. I could have saved you 200 pages. Designed to elicit emotional responses from them in an effort for them to attack Bullhorn Betty on Bullhorn Betty's channel daily. She is giving her opinion on your content and behavior. If you don't like the responses that you invoke in people, then perhaps you should consider, maybe curbing some of your more habits and ways of speaking to people. It's like, it is absurd that you think she has got control. Betty, nobody has to incite anyone. You incite people to feel the way you allege that they feel about you. It's about you, Betty. It is not about Queen Bee. It's not about me. It's not about yup. It's not about wishful thinking. Hi, by the way. It's not about Candy Kitten. It's not about JLR. Think about it. Every single person that Betty started with, is she still with them? Besides Olivia. Olivia's a child. Okay. But I've never understood that. Why a beautiful young girl with, quite a bit of social media production and editing skills, why she thinks she needs that nasty hag. I don't get it. I'll never get it. Olivia, I promise you, sweetie, just like everybody else who has parted ways with her, it'll only do good things for you. You have the taint of her associated with your name. But yeah, most people, and I would imagine her real life is the same way. When people are constantly in and out of your life, at some point, if you're a grown up, you sit back and you say, I wonder if it's anything I'm doing. No, instead, Betty just wants to sue everybody. God, you need to grow up is what you need to do, truly. Number 25. Queen Bee, more redundant bullshit, because basically she's just going to encompass what she said up there, and she's going to add a few things. As if honestly, this is such a window into her mind and how it operates. And shockingly, whether it's real life or real paper, she seems to think that the more she says it, the more forceful she says it, and the more words she uses, like the more persuasive it becomes. It does not. It does the exact opposite. You are wasting so much time of the people who have to, they have to slog their way through this shit. Hey, Cheesy, do you like this is my Gothic Halloween Illuminati Bohemian Groves wood nymph crown. That's what this is. Queen Bee elicited help from others, included but not limited to subscribers, members, Betty, all member. Well, no, I might have to walk that back. I was going to say all members are subscribers. All subscribers are not members, but that may not be a true statement. I don't know if it is or not because I don't have memberships because I don't ask for money on here. So not limited to subscribers, members, and other creators on social media platforms, including but not limited to Discord, never been there in my life, will never go there, and other social media platforms like Discord. Name them. What are they? I mean, oh my God, this is so irritating. I mean, I'm going to read that again. Including but not limited to Discord and other social media platforms like Discord. Name them. Name them. Since you are alleging she's doing all this shit on Discord and other platforms like Discord, name them. To coordinate and conspire to attack, watch, monitor, and keep under surveillance online and offline, intimidate, harass, and cause disruption to Bullhorn Betty and Bullhorn Betty's YouTube channel. Excuse me. I'm just here to say to the members of Congress, the House and the Senate, I would very much encourage you to, reach out to the CIA and possibly the FBI, maybe the NSA, because it appears that this Queen Bee person, she's got a lot of sway. She's boy, maybe Queen Bee, I don't know if you're available, but if you are, would you consider possibly doing some kind of like ad hoc ambassador, negotiator in the Middle East? Because apparently you've got a lot of persuasive powers here. And, I think your talents are wasted here on YouTube. And Betty, you are very much sounding, boy, I sure hope. Those are some mighty big allegations right there. Where's the exhibit for that? Because goddamn, don't you worry, we're getting to the exhibits. You've got an exhibit for every time she sneezes and looks to the left at the same time. But there's no exhibit for that incredibly huge statement you just made. Betty, do you know what you're sounding like right there? Next stop. Dirty pajamas, more disheveled appearance, and muttering to yourself while standing in front of either a Walmart or, maybe the entrance to one of the malls. You truly, Betty, I think they make medication for this. You sound paranoid. Nobody is following you. Why in the hell? What do you think it is about you that is so special or interesting or intriguing that anyone would risk their personal liberty by breaking a law, a criminal law, not a civil tort, a criminal law? Betty, you do know that a tort, it's not just like a Napoleon. It's not just a dessert. No, you are like Napoleon. But he was much better dressed. Same temperament, though. Betty, you're losing your shit. Nobody is doing any of that. And my suggestion to you, if you truly believe that, number one, you damn sure better be able to back it up with rock solid proof, because you put it in this lawsuit, you moron. So prove it. And if you believe that to be true, I know what I would do if I were you. And I legit thought that I was important enough that people were following me. I mean, that would be very concerning. And I mean, if I was in fear of my safety or well-being, well, what I wouldn't do is continue to start shit with everybody in the world. I mean, honestly, Betty, you're losing it. You are speaking and sounding like you got bigger issues going on than this folly, this temper tantrum that you are persisting in. All right, y'all, this thing is I'm almost had I shifted it back a little so that the back of my ears are not quite as, but they're starting. Once the feeling is not there like it's supposed to be, then headband's gone. God, hold on a minute. I'm just gonna move that shade up a little bit. Oh, it smells heavenly in here, but I am gonna cap that candle. Okay. Oh, actually, I should probably stand up for a minute. Oh. Okay, carrying on. Number 26. Oh, I love this one too. Queen Bee elicited help from others on messaging type of apps. Well, that's quite vague. She can't tell you what, just some type of app. She can't tell you what the app is, but she can tell you that they're following her and conspiring to, I mean, hey, Sue, how are you? Amberly, how are you? Queen Bee elicited help from others on messaging type. It should be types, not type. Types of apps. I mean, for me, I would have said applications. Including, there should be a comma there, but not limited to QB's phone text messaging. She can, like, obviously, she can't even tell you what message. She wants you to believe she's got that she can prove this, but she can't even tell you what kind of text messaging app she uses. So if you can't do that, how do you think you're going to prove that? I mean, I cannot be the only one who is seeing all this and going, WTF is wrong with you? What are you doing? I mean, this is just nuts. Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. Text messaging, Messenger, Signal, no idea what that is, and other text type messaging platforms like Messenger. What is Messenger? There's no quotes around it. There's no nothing. Is that Facebook? I don't do Facebook, but I'm assuming that I hear a lot of people talk about Facebook messaging. To coordinate and conspire to attack, watch, monitor, and keep under surveillance online and offline, intimidate, harass, and cause disruption to Bullhorn Betty and Bullhorn Betty's YouTube channel. Honey, you got bigger problems than disruption to your YouTube channel. You've got seemingly a disruption in the pathways up here. I don't know what's going on. Nobody is doing any of that shit to you. Prove it. You cannot even be specific with what kind of, you don't even know what messaging app Queen Bee uses on her phone. But you can accuse her and point the finger at her of all those things. I mean, it's like, it's the absolute juxtaposition of couldn't be more vague if you tried, colliding with something absolutely egregious, incredibly serious, and incredibly specific. I mean, I don't get any of this. I do not understand how, like, what is wrong with you? I'm going to go back to the question I asked when Scab Girl did her, you know, oh God, the typical, oh, this is a video I hoped I never have to make. I mean, typical bullshit when a YouTuber does some epic misstep and they've got to come and make a mea culpa, usually very fucking poorly. And you know why it's always poorly? Because they don't mean it. And it comes shining through. When you're, you know, when everything about you is contrived bullshit, it's real easy to spot it from a mile away. But I said to her, do you not have anybody in your around you that gives a shit about you? Or do you just not listen to anybody? Because if you had someone who cared, like they would have said, oh, wait, hold up. We need, I mean, this is very reminiscent of, for me, of that. Yeah. And then I said, all vague, huge accusations with nothing but, you know, this type and this kind and sort of like. I mean, it's absurd. Number 27. Queen Bee used social media platforms, including but not limited to Discord and other social media platforms like Discord, which, by the way, yeah, you know, all the ones, but sorry, I can't name them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. To share inaccurate and knowingly false information about Bullhorn Betty, including information about Bullhorn Betty. Of course, it should say what it should say. I have to pause because I have to rewrite her shit so I can read it and it flows. Including information about Bullhorn Betty. No comma, no nothing. QB received. Betty, comma, that Queen Bee received from others that QB elicited. Others who? What are you waiting for? Like, I mean, since I haven't managed to get through the other 220 pages of it, you know, maybe I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that, oh, maybe she names all these others further down the line, but it should have been named right there. Like, Betty loves it. Obviously, Betty loves an exhibit attachment. So, like, why not with that? She attached the most head-scratching, stupid, meaningless. No judge is going to understand this. Betty can't seem to grasp the concept that just because her whole life exists on YouTube, that does not mean that a judge knows any of this shit, knows how to make, as a YouTuber, I don't know how to make heads or tails out of a lot of this. What do you think a judge is going to think? And I'm sure she would love to think that he's just going to sit and, he's going to get a YouTube, well, probably at least a bachelor's or a master's, so he can speak Betty. No, it doesn't work that way, honey. You're not going to get the judge to speak Betty. You are going to meet the burden that is yours. You are failing miserably. And then more of that very inflammatory, dramatic, what she already alleged one paragraph up, same exact thing again. Surveillance, online and offline. Betty. Nurse Ratchet is a mod in this chat. She could probably at least guide you in the right direction. Should you? Never mind. Number 27. Queen Bee used social media platforms, including but not limited to Discord and other social media platforms like Discord. Betty, like what? What are you waiting for? Name them. Jesus Christ, I'm not part of this, and I don't have any of these platforms. But pick me. I'll take Twitter for the Daily Double. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Crimes and fashion. God, you're so smart. I mean, do you see what I'm talking about here? What are you waiting for? This is already, what are we on? Version 2, version 3? I don't even know. But you have to prove each and every element of the allegation. You cannot just say, and others. It sounds to me like Discord is the only one that she's either familiar with or has, screenshots from. I don't know. I don't do any of that shit. But, this is it. Betty, you do remember what the purpose of all this was, right? Because the first pile of shit was incredibly vague. And, a real legal professional like Queen Bee's lawyer is not able to, to the best of his ability, advocate for his client when he can't even figure out what the hell it is you're alleging. This is not YouTube court. Honest to God, she really seems to think that the whole world just needs to bend to her will and operate like she does things and how she wants people to do things. It's like, hey, Chronicles, how are you? Honest to God, Chronicles, I don't have a clue. And I am just baffled that she just keeps repeating the same paragraph, the same very inflammatory accusations. She just will encompass them into the next sentence, and on it goes. I promise you, the judge is not going to be amused. Now, I am not saying that the judge is going to come in and fucking read her for filth and drag her for filth like I'm doing. Of course not. He can't. I promise you he'd like to. I don't even know why Jesus. Mike, why are we talking about your mom? Number 27. Of course, it's going to be just more of the same. Queen Bee used social media platforms, including but not limited to Discord and other social media platforms like Discord, to share inaccurate and knowingly false information. Did I already read that? I did. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, there's my note at the bottom in, down here. It says meet a fucking piece of punctuation, please. Oh, exhibits. Hold on. How did I miss? We were supposed to look at exhibits. Oh, her exhibits are comical. I don't even know what in the hell she thinks half of these things are proving. Half of these things make her look worse. All right, I saw Exhibit A was just the stupid AdSense bullshit, as if the judge gives a damn. It has no bearing on this. Their terms. Where the hell's the next exhibit? Exhibit. I tried to put these in between. Hold on. Okay, there's Exhibit A. We don't need that because that's just the AdSense shit. We didn't read any of that. None of that. None of that. Maybe I put the exhibit in the wrong place. Because so far I haven't seen, I've only seen her reference Exhibit 1. It's hard to read though. There's so many my God, I actually had to use multiple highlighters, pens, Sharpies. Hey, Menace. How are ya? Are you slammed with work? All the fabulous intros you're making? I hope so. I don't understand why. Ah, shit. Hold on. Oh, sorry. That's what I did. I should have put this in front of the exhibit. Okay, carrying on. Number 28. Absolutely just the same bullshit again. More redundant. Julie, I didn't mean to highlight that. I think I meant to highlight something Menace. Okay, never mind. That was just him talking to Chronicles. Okay, 28. Let me just read this to myself real quick. Honest to God, number 28 is an exact verbatim dupe of, holy Christ, probably 24, 25, 26, 27. I mean, Haley Hopes. Well, hi, Haley. How are you? Haley Hopes, I hope you will enjoy this. That's a new name, I think. Welcome. If not, welcome back. I'll read 28 again, but I mean, I'm telling you, it's the same word for word. 28. Queen Bee used messaging types of apps, including, but not limited to, Queen Bee's phone text messaging, which she can't even tell you what that is, despite the fact that if that is the case and she has seen the proof of that, then why can she not tell you what her text messaging app is? I don't know, call me crazy, but if this was me and this pile of shit would not be me because I would make it my business if I looked at the screenshots and I didn't recognize, I don't know what that is. I would do some checking around and I would find out to the best of my ability what messaging app that was, rather than just saying, messaging. I mean, it's insane. Oh, well, I'm happy somebody saved puppies. It was just funny because it would have sufficed just fine to say rescued dogs. It was like dogs and puppies. I mean, my God, how are you a grown woman and you can't tell how stupid and gratuitous and self-serving and unnecessary? If you were trying to write a grant, oh God, wouldn't that be comical? If you were trying to write like a grant request, maybe for the SPCA, and then would be the time to tug on the heartstrings and use the puppies and the kittens. Yeah, the whole nine. In a court document that's apropos of nothing. No, sorry, not the place. Which means that it is seen for exactly what it is, which is self-serving bullshit. Unnecessary. More shit to read and slog through. Number 29. Queen Bee conspired to falsely report Bullhorn Betty's channel to YouTube. Menace, my God, I love it when shit like this happens. This is serendipity, okay? And I'm going to even show you in my notes where I wrote, bitch, go watch Menace to Sobriety's video. I did, because Menace did a fantastic job covering. Let me see. It must be in the next. Once we get through Exhibit 2498. She talks about brigading right there. You can't see it, but trust me. It says, go watch Menace to Sobriety video on this fallacy. So it's, it's serendipity that you and I must have this weird like telepathy kind of thing, because you always seem to come in here like right about the time when I'm going to get ready to drop your name. For cloud, of course. Oh, here come the exhibits. One of the 487 of them. QB conspired to falsely report Bullhorn Betty's channel to YouTube by brigading on Twitter. Oh, funny. She knows a name of another social media platform and encouraging others to help. Betty, you didn't even define the term brigading. I mean, obviously a judge is going to be smart enough to kind of figure it out on his own, but he shouldn't have to. I mean, if it was me and I was alleging this, I'd want to make damn sure that he has my definition of brigading. So let's look at Exhibit B, shall we? Exhibit B. To which I wrote, I'm so baffled, Betty. All of this helps Queen Bee, not you. If you are referring to the, quote, appearing mentally unstable, if the shoe or DSM diagnostic code fits, wear it, baby. So let's see what's contained in Exhibit B that supposedly is going to show the judge that she encouraged brigading. Of course, the judge isn't going to know what brigading is. He'll know. He'll be able to know what the real world application and definition of the word brigade is. But I don't know. I just wouldn't leave that kind of thing to chance if that was me. And when you have produced 200 some odd pages, it's very puzzling to me the things that she omits that to me would be very important. Here's I do appreciate this large font, Betty. Thank you. Queen Bee. This appears to be her Twitter. I guess this is Twitter. Is that what Betty said in the exhibit? Okay, she said brigading on Twitter. But you know what? Do you see this? There is nothing to show this judge that this actually came from Twitter. I mean, God almighty, she's dumb. And yeah, that is my opinion. Sue me, bitch. Buckle up. It's going to get worse. This creator has been reported several times and nothing is being done. She is breaking community guidelines by doxing and harassing and threatening children. And in my opinion, that is exactly what she did. She purposely showed her children or children in her family as one of her, that's a classic Betty move. She loves to, extort people, bend them to her will by, if you don't do what I want, well, I don't know you any, how did she put that with Emmy? I don't owe you anonymity or any. She called it what was funny is, oh, fiduciary. I have no fiduciary duty. Oh God, you're such a moron. No, you know what you have? If you were a decent human being with morals, you would have enough self-control to know that you don't involve or expose anyone's children. I don't give a shit if they're their neighbor playmates. You do not put anyone's children without their consent on YouTube. It's disgusting. It's vile. But that's how you operate. So, surprised? No, not at all. Please take the time to look into this. Andrew Griffin seems to be mentally unstable. Well, I tell you what, Betty. Mentally unstable means a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different people. And from where I'm sitting, you are sounding like a lot of people who are mentally unstable, who wander around, usually talking to themselves in public, talking about, the FBI's talking to them from the fillings in their teeth. Come in Radio Tokyo while they wear a tinfoil hat. It's like, I'm sorry, but you are. You sound paranoid. I'm sure, of course, she would have a great reason for it, Next is another screenshot. Queen Bee retweeted, heels in the air. Every one of these harassment videos are still up and monetized. All are stating as fact that another creator, Queen Bee, manufactured and sold drugs to children, which is demonstrably false. People are spreading the lie. WTF at YouTube at, you know what I wrote? True. That is absolutely true. Amy M, I believe here, and Amy, perfect example. I believe, I don't know that this is completely accurate. Sorry, it's time for this to go. Oh God, it's pinching my ears. I'll see you next year, okay? I believe that I think brigading, and actually, if Menace is still here, he can truly give you the real deets on that. I don't know. Do I want to wear a hat? My hair is really effed up from that. Yeah, I think I'll wear the baseball hat. This hat is by Vintage Havana. It's hard to see, but it's got these awesome glittery stars. Anyway, I believe brigading is a colloquialism, which is why the judge is going to be like you and me. I think it's basically when you encourage others to, march single file, brigade in a line to Twitter to, report, I guess. I've never looked it up because I have to tell you guys, and this is hand to God, the God's honest truth. I have never reported not one video, not one creator. I don't have a Twitter account. I don't do any of this stuff. So, and if I don't know as a YouTuber, how do you think the judge is going to know all this shit? And of course, Betty is too dense to figure out that, she is very important though. So that's probably why she thinks the judge is just going to get a PhD or a master's in YouTube. How to succeed at YouTube and 3 easy steps. There's another heels in the air at Team YouTube for that was the day before. Why are you descending in order? Why are you starting on the 3rd and then going to the 31st? I just noticed that. Well, I mean, duh. What? Most people are assuming, I was assuming it was going to be the next day or the next hour or whatever, but apparently we're going back in time. Oh yeah, because that makes sense. That's a good way to lay this out. Wow. You see what I mean? By this appears to be the product of a very chaotic mind. At Team YouTube, 4 videos in a row, targeting another creator. I thought targeting, harassing, and doxing were against Toss. She's using someone else's record to dox her. Queen Bee then retweets on the 31st, same day. At Team YouTube, this is the 4th video in a row. Hashtag Bullhorn Betty is viciously doxing another creator on a live. She's accusing her of selling drugs to children, has to stop. Yes, I remember watching that happen live. That was one of Betty's rage streams where, remember that precious little boy that his mother was tragically murdered by the father, and he took the child and threw him in a pond here in Florida, and he was found in the mouth of a gator. He had drowned prior to that, I do believe. But when that child was still missing, that's like an hour or so from where Betty lives. But instead of going to do her very important advocating and searching and, tragedy pimping, she was too busy like telling the world that Queen Bee sold drugs to kids, showing children that were, I believe, at least put forth as Queen Bee's children or family members. Just disgusting shit. Here is Queen Bee retweets burnt brick toast, same day, replying to Heels and Team YouTube. Bullhorn Betty YouTube channel is now showing pics of someone's kids on her live stream and continuing to threaten another content creator with more, saying, quote, "You want to keep going, babe?" End quote. You are a fucking moron, Betty. You are an absolute blithering idiot. Do you understand that none of this is helping you? But I'm sure Queen Bee will thank you kindly. Good. You ain't right. I don't know what's wrong with you, but my God, oh yes, SoFlo, let's not forget showing the pew-pew, telling everybody what a great shot she is. I seriously doubt that. Here's another one. Queen Bee retweets, same day, burnt brick toast, replying. She puts the exact same one in. Again, nothing has changed. Exactly the same. Let me see if it's got the same numbers underneath it. Well, it doesn't matter. It's the exact same. So the last one on the page before is now the first one on this page. Just more redundant bullshit. Do you think people are not going to notice this? Listen, honey, you're not deep, okay? You're not deep. You're not hard to figure out. You're not, I'd be lying if I said I could decipher your bullshit. But you present no intellectual challenge for anyone, okay? You just waste a lot of people's time. That's what you're good at. Queen Bee retweets Heels in the Air, same day. Now, hashtag Dolly Vision, who recently lost monetization, is also doing this doxing, saying this creator sold drugs to kids, and it is not her record. Take this down now. The creator is Queen Bee, timestamp minus 6.56. Another retweet, Queen Bee retweets burnt brick toast, same day. Retweeting this again to remind people who this woman really is. To which I wrote, true. How does she think this is helping her? I swear to God, if somebody said to me, hey, whip up a lawsuit, do it as Betty. And do it, designed to cause the most damage to her own supposed case as you can. I mean, I could not do, Mike, the judge cannot throw something out that hasn't been properly filed and executed. All of this, she needed to invest in a copy of Illinois Rules of Civil Procedure. It tells you how everything has to be done. This ain't Betty's way or the highway. So hold that thought, because until yesterday or the middle of the night or whatever, 1 minute before her deadline that she filed 220 pages of shit, well, the judge is going to need a minute, as is the opposing or the real counsel in the room, is going to have to read this. Okay. So they haven't, as of until yesterday when this was filed, there was nothing to throw out. So I hope that answers the question, because that is, and that's how it works. I mean, he didn't have anything to throw out because it was improper on its form. And instead of, in true temper tantrum fashion, what Queen Bee's lawyer asked for, which was a bill of particulars, which is like, excuse me, can you please tell us with specificity what you are alleging so we can properly defend it? Well, she didn't want to do that. She wanted to have it her way, like Burger King, McDonald's, whatever the hell it is. And she wanted to have leave to amend her complaint. It's the same damn thing, arose by any other name. So don't you worry, Mike. They're going to need a hot minute to read this, and I do not have the time frame. There are a lot of creators who do, who know, all the upcoming deadlines. I do not, but I do know that it's more than what, as of yet, is probably not even 24 hours in. So give it time. But Mike, I mean, are you hearing statements that in these exhibits that are making you go, yeah, that? I mean, or are you hearing things that you're going, Betty, that's not helping you? Another one. This is Team YouTube. I'm assuming this is from Queen Bee. It doesn't. Yeah. Oh no, this is in response to one of those many tweets from Team YouTube. It's best to continue reporting the channel content so this gets routed to our review team. Once we confirm that the channel is violative of our community guidelines, we'll act on it. So all of this is exactly what YouTube says to do. But she thinks that putting this in here is helping her case. Okay. Queen Bee makes another tweet, same day. This creator has been reported. Oh, see, my God. What I'm getting ready to read is what should have been first, because what I just read, because it's the first thing on the page, because this is her party. She laid this out, not me. That was in response to this tweet, which should have come first from Queen Bee to Team YouTube. This creator has been reported several times and nothing is being done. She is breaking community guidelines by doxing and harassing and threatening children. Please take the time to look into this. Andrea Griffin seems to be mentally unstable. The one I read first from Team YouTube, directing her to it's best to continue reporting the channel content. Well, that should have come second. I mean, I am so baffled as to how she thinks any of this is helping her. The only thing it's helping to do is show how deficient she is. Hey, Forgotten Whispers, how are you? Oh my God, look at us. We're conscious at the same time. And you know what I wrote in response to Queen Bee's? I said, you do seem to be unstable. Talking about guns, stand your ground. I mean, talking about what a great shot you are. The other one is screaming her ass off. I fire one warning shot. Nope, no warning shots in Florida. I mean, you mean to tell me you think that's rat tight? You think that demonstrates somebody who's mentally well? I'm not the judge of that. But I do have an opinion. Here's another one that for whatever reason she decided, apropos of nothing, all the rest of these that I've been reading to you, with the exception of the first one that I noted, are all just regular, font. And now for some reason, apropos of absolutely nothing, now we've got this gigantic font, but I do thank her for it because it makes it easier to read. And something, let me just read this to myself because something tells me these are reversed, as she's been doing. Okay, these I don't think matter. Yeah, the one that she blew up big as day from Queen Bee, tagging Team YouTube, tagging AdSense. This creator is currently doxing children on her live stream. This is clearly a violation of YouTube TOS and community guidelines. Please remove the live. One from Heels in the Air at Team YouTube, 4 videos in a row targeting another creator. I thought targeting, harassing, and doxing were against TOS. She's using someone else's record to dox her. Another absolute repeat of, I don't know, we've seen at least 3 of them. I mean, there is no part of me that understands any of this. The last one is just more of the same. There's no need to even read it. Okie dokie. So, oh my God, we've gotten for exhibit. I'm like, I am telling you right now, I'm going to lose my shit. Am I going to have to start? Am I going to start going into double letters? I mean, are we going to get to exhibit CC, exhibit DD? We better not. I only have so many damn sticky notes, okay? Hey, Stitching with the Sisterlies. Hi, Trace. Is it Trace or Tracy? I agree. Let's see. Now we're up to, where's the list of my, okay. I think this is the next page of the suit. Oh, wait. Did I miss an exhibit? So many exhibits, so little time. Good God. And you know what's hilarious? It doesn't even matter. The shit's all this. It's all the same. It's all convoluted. It's all nonsensical. It doesn't even matter if I miss, because she'll repeat it 27 more times. Are we on 20? Okay, we read 28. Okay, we did 29. That was exhibit B. Okay, now on number 30. Queen Bee has published numerous false and defamatory statements about Bullhorn Betty, accusing Bullhorn Betty of criminal activity. I put check. Betty, you have done lots of criminal activity. I don't know, as your record clearly indicates. I don't know about present day. I don't sit around with a statute book. So I don't know if your present day activities, as you like to say, you do everything lawful. So that'll be, that's yet to be determined, and not by me, and not by you either. Falsely portraying BHB's work as a journalist and attempting to humiliate and damage Bullhorn Betty's reputation in the eyes of Bullhorn Betty's subscribers and the general public. Well, here's what I know. I know that she's going to have to produce during the discovery phase. She is absolutely going to have to produce her press credentials and how she came about them. And my understanding has always been, I've only ever heard two things. I have heard that they were issued by the same media outlet that was run by a felon that was in prison. So I've heard that. I think at the same time, JLR got his. And then I have also heard that she printed them directly from the internet. We all know you can do this. But hey, Liza, how are you? But it is absolutely, she will have to produce them and the organization that issued them. So that remains to be seen, doesn't it? And Betty, how your reputation, yes, the reputation of the woman who produced a video, a parody, as she was in town to go look for a missing young woman. I believe that was Layla Santinello when she and Olivia went to search. Makes a video about a strap-on. Now, is that illegal? No. Is it as tacky AF? Absolutely. Is it in the poorest taste of probably, it's up there with like some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen someone do. You know, I'm talking short of, being on OnlyFans. You have no reputation. Your reputation precedes you. In my opinion, you are nothing more than a YouTube creator whose content is filming herself tromping through the woods and other places, supposedly looking for people. I think she's more looking for bodies. And who staples shit on telephone poles, and who likes to insert herself into situations that have, let's just say kind of like the laundries where the world's watching, or at the very least, all of the United States. Who has a well-documented civil and criminal docket history, who makes videos like I spoke of. And it's not just that. There's all kinds of rage streams where she's shown her ass, metaphorically, of course. So Betty, spare me the, your reputation. What reputation? And here's the good news, Betty. All those people like Mike Stevens who love and adore you, do you think anything Queen Bee, anything you've alleged that she's ever said in this forest that I've got sticky notes and markers all over? Do you think that there's anything that's been said in there that has made them think any differently of you than they already do? And I'll point out again, I think you have about double the sub counts that QB does. So how's that work? Your reach, supposedly, would be almost twice of what hers is. And you're pretty dedicated on every freaking platform there is, I think, like TikTok. What's the other one? Does she do Instagram, Facebook? I'm sure she does all that shit. So me, Queen Bee, SoFlo Mama, Amberly, Crazy Nurse, Brianna, any of us giving our opinions on nothing more than your content and your record is not, I mean, sorry if you don't like it, but it's not a civil tort, a violation of a tort. Over the last 12 months, Queen Bee has made too many false and I mean, honest to God, this is one of the doozies in here. Over the last 12 months, Queen Bee has made too many false and defaming declarations / statements to list. Bitch, what do you think this is? If you can't list them, how do you expect to be compensated for the damage that has allegedly happened to you as a result of the aforementioned too many to... Betty, if there's so many to choose from, Jesus, just pick a few. I mean, see, this is the kind of shit that really like... Hey, Corrine, how are you? I think that's new, a new name. Welcome. Skip to my Lou. How are you? Anyway, I did. Hey, beats him. I mean, this truly, a lot of this has really like stood out for me, but that one particularly so. You are coming to a judge in a court of law and asking to be compensated a very large amount of money. And you cannot list one. Oh, because there's just too many. What, you think he's going to teleport into your mind? Oh, believe me, those runways, they're stacked up. They are taxiing all over that runway. Ladies and gentlemen, we should be cleared for takeoff in about 28 hours. No. FAA regulations prohibit using the restrooms when the plane is not in flight. So cross your legs, and your flight attendants will be by with a pack of complimentary peanuts. We don't give a shit if you have a peanut allergy. Put a mask on. If you're really good, oh, I'm sorry. We were going to give free drinks on the ground, but FAA regulations also prohibit that. You cannot get a buzz until you get in the air. I mean, that's what this is like. What? Just picture her mind as the airport that she wants the judge to just apparently pull all these egregious acts out of. Oh, God. I mean, seriously, this is why I said I'm ready to take up knitting again. Before this is over, I mean, I just might. I was going to say what paragraph I was on, but what the hell difference does it make? They're all the same. Number 31. Due to the actions of Queen Bee, Bullhorn Betty's views, compensation, and placement on the YouTube platform have been diminished. Oh, God. Wouldn't it be wonderful if that was true? But I don't think it is. However, Queen Bee has received increased views, compensation, and placement. Well, damn, Betty. I mean, Betty, you are good for business for any number of people, and I'd be lying like a rug if I did not acknowledge that fact. But you're also like require zero preparation, which makes you another fan favorite. Yeah, we don't have to do any work. It's like, oh, Betty, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Could that possibly be commensurate with people's disdain for you? Because I can promise you, I arrived at that all on my very own. I didn't need any help. Nobody had to hold my hand. Nobody had to, whisper sweet nothings in my ear. Nobody had to follow me to the grocery store, like the ones who were following you. Yeah, no, nobody had to do that. Nobody had to tap my phone. Nope. I came to all of those conclusions on my very own, based on nothing more than you, yourself, you, we, us, etc. Yeah, all of them. All the ones that are, all those planes that are just taxiing. They're just waiting. They're just waiting to spread their wings and fly their friendly skies. Please put should there be a change in cabin pressure, your oxygen mask will automatically deploy. Please place the mask on yourself before any of those traveling with you. That's always puzzled me, because I can promise you, if those oxygen masks fell out and my child was on my lap, I'm taking care of my kid before I'm taking care of me. Sorry. I don't care. Yes, no, kick me out of the damn exit row. I don't give a shit. I don't need the leg room. I'm tiny. Oh, God. Yeah, Betty, you're like a damn log jam at, well, I was going to say JFK or LaGuardia, but I think Atlanta Hartsfield is actually the most clogged airport we have still. It's pretty hard to unseat Atlanta. But yeah, that's what this is like. However, QB has increased views, compensation and placement. QB's views for the defaming videos on June 2nd had over 8,500 views. Is that around the Quentin Simon time? Because remember, I was gone for a while and I didn't. So some of this, the time frames, I'm not quite certain. But if I had to guess, Betty, I'm pretty sure everyone's views were up, up, up. Anytime something really that captures okay, like Karen Reed case right now in the Turtle Man, oh, I'm sorry, Turtle Boy. Everyone who's discussing that, their views are going up because everyone's interested in it. So that dog don't hunt, and that flight, that terminal is, we're going to close that terminal down for lack of use. Queen Bee has received, oh, I love this, a lot of monetary compensation. Could you narrow it down a little for us? A lot? Oh, I saw someone put some lyrics to a Guns N' Roses song. Now, it's not referring to money. It's referring to another vice. And I think it goes, we've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. I used to do a little, and then a little wouldn't, then a little got more and more. Yeah, you know how it goes. So like a little to you is probably different than a little to me. A lot to you might be different than definitely is different than a lot to me. It's all relative. It's a vague. How do you have a lawsuit that is over 200 pages and you say something like that? Queen Bee has received a lot of compensation. Well, we're going to need you to, you're going to have to hone right in on that one right there, Pumpkin. God almighty. I wanted the highlights. Hi, Love Shack, Sarah. Yes, Forgotten Whispers. This would be true if we take that decimal point and we move it right in front of the 1. There you go. Yeah, which would make it what? $150? I don't even think it's worth that. Okay. But yeah, Bets, you're gonna have to be, I promise you, the real lawyer is gonna be getting his red line. He's getting his pencil out, and that one's getting marked right on through, along with all the rest of it. If his shit looks like mine, God help him, sir. Invest in a very good light bulb, and if you don't presently need reading glasses, you absolutely will before this shit show concludes. QB has received a lot of monetary compensation to continue this campaign of harassment and defamation against Bullhorn Betty. See Exhibit C and T. Now listen, I hate to be a petty bitch, but why the fuck is it not C and O? I don't know, D? Why are your exhibits in the document? Why did you not create your, and by create, I mean photocopy screenshots? What? Copy and paste, whatever you did. Why did you not put the exhibits in the order A, B, C, D? They're your exhibits. You could have named them anything you wanted. Do you see what I mean? We're still on the runway, folks. We are still very much taxiing. And yes, I know. Trust me, even the pilot wants their complimentary Southwest freaking, that bullshit they give you. Which, by the way, thank you, Southwest. They're a pretty damn good airline in my book. But yeah, when they're late or problems occur, they give you that, they put it in your points, or it's a free drink. Yeah, even the pilot wants a drink right about now. Sorry, you can't have one. Think of the judge as the pilot. Although I'm sure that this lawsuit will oh boy, sir, Your Honor, Rasmussen, I think is his name. Judge Rasmussen, listen, I'm sorry you drew the short straw on this one. Here's the good news. Just think about all the fabulous dinner table conversation or pillow talk. Oh God, you don't want to. Oh God, you trust me, you ain't gonna want to mix any of this with. No, those two things don't belong in the same world. Yeah, but just think, you're gonna have some good entertainment, you and the wife. Let's just say if I was your wife, well, when we sat down to dinner that night with, presumably a lovely bottle of red, I'd say, honey, tell me what's new in that, that pro se idiot. Tell me what's new? Yeah, the one who thinks she's fucking writing the Pelican brief. Yeah. There has to be some upsides to this, okay? You find the bright spots where you can, okay? I don't know what else to tell you. So yes, why we don't have the exhibits, why we go from A to B to C, then T, then back to D. What? Please tell me, am I just nitpicking at her because I can't stand her ass? What? Or no, I can't be. I am not the only one who doesn't get this. She created the exhibits. She could number them, letter them, color code them any way she wants. Why would she do this to be just more burdensome to all the people who have to look at this bullshit? Because now, much like I've been having to do, you've got to sit, or, you've got your screen, and you're going to have to jump back and forth and back and forth. And wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait, what was my last exhibit we just looked at? B. What the fuck? Why are we going to T? It's just dumb. It's absolutely stupid. So, shall we? Let's see what Exhibit C has to say. What did I write here? Betty, you moron. 11/5/22. Hashtag BHB. Hashtag Summer Wells. Hashtag MGL. Hashtag Benny Keys. 590 views. June 2nd, 2023. A little over a year later. No hashtags. No creators' names. 8,500 views. This is helping you how? Do you realize? Please, y'all, come on. Tell me I'm not alone here. What is she doing? I mean, honest to God, I have never seen such absurdity. So let's read this exhibit, shall we? And just for dramatic effect, because hey, I'm nothing if not dramatic. For Christ's sake, I sat here in a damn wood nymph crown of headstones and roses. Get up. Clearly I like drama. Queen Bee has received a lot of monetary compensation to continue this campaign of harassment and defamation against Bullhorn Betty. See Exhibit C and Exhibit T. Well, if I was Betty, we'd start with T and then go to C, but we're going to start with C. So this is Exhibit C. To back up, I guess this is supposed to reinforce that claim that she just made, okay? That Queen Bee has received views and money. It's, Betty's been good for business is what she's trying to say. Hello, Bathtub Mary. Welcome. I like that name. Here's the first screenshot of, I guess, YouTube video. Queen Bee's channel, 12,800 subscribers. This is indeed dated January 5th, 2022, 590 views. Oh, very handy. The disclaimer is here. Queen Bee only speaks on her opinions and adds commentary. These are not stated as fact. Please do your own research before like Betty has rotted my brain. I've spent too long on Betty today. I can't even talk anymore. Wow. And Betty, you think this helps you how? Let's go to the next one. Okay, here we are, June 2nd, 2023. This is a screenshot of Queen Bee's, I guess, a video title. The title, same sub count, 12.8K subscribers. Like I said, about 50% less than Betty. And the title of this is TGIF, baby. Let's have a round table talk, curse words, spillin' honey, and case discussion. Open panel. Zero hashtags anywhere. No mention of Betty. No, not one hashtag of any creator. This does indeed have 8,577 views. And you tell me, what do you think? This is, seriously, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't. You think this helps you? How? It disproves everything you just said. I don't get it. I do not get it. I could not be more baffled. Betty, listen, I don't know what's going on with you, but clearly something is. You are not thinking, unless somebody tell me if there's something I'm missing. if I've just been talking about this too long and I'm not, am I not seeing something? Am I, what? I don't have the words. I really don't. I don't have any more. This is what she, oh, well, shall we go to, wait, let's go to Exhibit T. Let's finish. But so far, oh, AMAC, crazy nurse. Listen, if Mike is not staying on point and somebody explain to me where I'm wrong here, because I don't get it. So let's go to Exhibit T, because this is the other one. It was C Exhibit C, C Exhibit T. Exhibit C, Betty, are you sure that this is not, you didn't mean to send this to like Queen Bee? Because Exhibit C was very much, very helpful for Queen Bee, because it actually it goes against what you reference. It does the exact opposite, I think, of what you thought it was going to do. Exhibit T, the second one we're supposed to reference. This I have to confess, I don't really know. Is this social blade? This is what I see. It says Queen Bee, written in, like she wrote that. Are you kidding me? Oh, because whatever she printed, it cut off part of, okay, well, gee, I don't know, maybe you should have just worked it out so that it all, oh, and here's another interesting thing. When I made the joke about her printer ink, well, apparently it happened, because we definitely get to a point here, and bear in mind, please, I am on page 6. This is page 6 of her lawsuit. And her ink started getting very, very light. At some point, because I've already seen it, and I'm only on page 6. Of course, there's all the exhibits that go with this, but and this is all this is a bunch of graphs apropos of who the fuck knows what. Honestly, I have no clue. I know what social fade does, which is a lot more than the damn judge is going to know. He is going to have absolutely no idea whether this is Betty's fucking biorhythm that she got out of the vending machine at Red Lobster in the lobby. I remember that when I was a kid. Do you remember that? They would have those vending machines where, ooh, get your biorhythm. That's what, for all he knows, that's what this is. Or this is Betty's stock portfolio. Oh, never mind. It definitely isn't that. I mean, my God. Just this random piece of paper with Queen Bee's name handwritten, because part of the actual name right there is cut off. So, I mean, yeah, why would you bother to just make it clear so the judge could read it? And incidentally, like all of this down here, it's so faint you can't even see it. Honest to God, this is absolutely, you thought this shit was bad the first go around. All she did is just do a worse job. Betty, hang it up. Kind of like Frankie, was it Frankie Avalon or Frankie Valli? I think it was Frankie Avalon. Saying to Pinky in Grease, beauty school dropout, go back to high school. Like, hang up your pro se legal bullshit. The jig is up, Betty. You're a clown. You know nothing about the law. Keep on representing yourself, as Burnt Toast would say. I love that for you. You are going to go down in epic, spectacular flames. And you know what I also predict is going to happen? Much like this lawsuit will mirror her life, I'm sure. She will prevail on nothing, and she will continue to spin it like she did. I mean, this is not even college level. This is, I mean, I've always known all along that there's very much a strategy employed here. However, I would have thought, at least for her, her, oh my God, her reputation as a serious academic, a legal scholar, I would have thought just because of that she would have, let's just say, put a little bit of actual intellect behind her strategy. Because we all know what her strategy is. But, I mean, even if that's what I had. See, I think these kinds of strategies she thinks have worked for her whole life. Well, I mean, I guess if she's happy with her life and the state of it, that's all that matters. But I can tell you that the real world and real successful, smart people, accomplished people, they are nothing. They bear no resemblance to her. And I think she uses her lack of dignity, morals, class, decorum. Like, Betty doesn't seem to be capable of being embarrassed. I mean, I think that's obvious by many, many, many things I could state that I won't. I think she just surrounds herself with people that she feels superior to in one way for whatever reason. And then uses her. I'll tell you what, somebody left a comment about her one time in a live. And if you are in here now, please raise your hand, because I tell you what, this has stuck with me since you memorialized it. And I could not have said it better myself. And I've never heard anyone articulate one sentence to encompass all that is Betty. And I'm paraphrasing slightly, but it basically was this. Betty is not very bright, but she speaks with a lot of authority. And other people who are not that bright will follow that, like lemmings. And I tell you what, I believe that 100%. And it was so brilliant. So whoever that was, mad props to you. I was going to say, what number are we on? Doesn't matter. I mean, it's all the same. Hey, Lorton girl, how are you? Yeah. Oh, who's her dear leader? Isn't she flying solo right about now? She doesn't get along with anybody. Listen, I'd be shocked if Betty had one sustained relationship, a meaningful relationship throughout her life. I mean, I know she talks about people. She talks about somebody that I think she went to high school with. But I think we might be able to get all the way up to the point that we'll see. I'm going on 3 hours and 15 minutes. Oh, Heather, this is Friday, isn't it? Damn, if I have to come back here tonight, trying to think what's tomorrow, Saturday. We'll probably do more tomorrow. Sunday, I've got family coming for dinner. So that definitely not Sunday, possibly tomorrow. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more, and then we're gonna put a period and pick it up again tomorrow. Number 32. Specifically, during the 12 months preceding this action, Queen Bee made the following statements about Bullhorn Betty during public live stream broadcasts and or videos published on Queen Bee's YouTube channels. See exhibits D and E. Okay. You know, I cannot overstate this point enough. It is very striking to me, very noteworthy, that she has about 50% more of the subscriber base than Queen Bee does. So while Betty pointed to one video that got, you know, significantly more views, presumably from the same, oh hell, I don't even know, we've looked at so many, but all I know is Queen Bee's ultimate sub count does not appear to have grown that much. From if I go by, you know, Betty's exhibits and only Betty's exhibits. So how do you think you have a case? Betty, here's what I hope, what I'm fingers crossed. My first hope is that you will get over yourself and you'll take the L, because you're taking the L. I promise you, you are taking the L. It's just whether you're going to take the L now or you're going to take the L later. You could mitigate how stupid you look. Well, never mind. It's only, listen, the good part is coming up, Pumpkin, and that's discovery. And you will produce what is legally permissible, discoverable, according to the statutes of Illinois that govern this tort. While I very much hope that you will end this misery, I don't have high hopes that you will, because you're not that bright. You're not that bright, and you have a really shitty attitude, and that is, oh boy, that's side of delusion, you know, about how smart you are, despite the fact that you are being drugged for filth all up and down these streets. We are not all wrong. You do not have to be a lawyer, which, my God, you clearly are not. You're not qualified to be to play the role of Better Call Saul's. You're not even qualified to play the receptionist in his pretend law office on that pretend TV show, okay? So while I wish you would stop this, and just be done with it and call it a day? Ooh, if that can't happen, well, then the next best thing that can is, you're going to get a legal colonoscopy and a pap and pelvic to go with it. Doesn't that sound like fun? Oh yes, it'll be, it'll be fun for us. It probably won't be that much fun for you, but I don't think anything is fun for you. Except yelling at people. You do that rather well. So now we're supposed to look at D and E. And, oh, hold on. Oh, yes, we already did the strap-on video. Okay. All right, let's see. What's Exhibit D? That is allegedly going to show us what? Oh, yes, the defaming statements. The defaming statement. Oh, so she did find some, because earlier she said they were just too many to even find, to even list one. Oh, yeah, this. Here we go. If you thought that, if you thought our plane was getting cleared by Air Traffic Control Tower 27, no, we are not. I'm sorry. We're on a further delay now. Because now Betty has added, funny, this kind of looks like and I'm going to go back and look just for shits and giggles. This actually resembles, do you remember in the first filing, the demand for discovery, when Queen Bee's lawyer dropped what will Betty? This, if y'all remember, it was about 10 pages in this form telling, and it was labeled like document type, the formatting, if it's emails, if it's this, if it's that, then this. I mean, let me tell you something. It gave me anxiety just reading it, trying to figure out, oh, holy shit. Like, what? When I read it, listen, she is so far out of her element. It is absurd. I wouldn't be, put it this way. I would not be able to properly comply with discovery, formatting. Hold on 1 minute, you guys. I got to take this. Give me 1 minute. Okay. That was my baby, and I need to call him back. So this is where we're going to leave this and pick back up. And I'm going to find this so we can compare them. Because I believe what she did is she ripped this handy dandy formatting, and I think that she thinks by inserting fragmented sentences with, who knows if these links work, I don't know. And some have timestamps, some do not. This is all a mess. It is an absolute mess. Trust me, it is not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. And we're going to talk about it. So, I've had enough Betty. I'm And it has been 3.5 hours, which is absurd. And yeah, if I have the choice between talking to my one and only wonderful sweet baby boy, yeah, we're talking about Betty. Yeah, I mean, there's no choice. So I'm going to call my son back and we will. SoFlo says none of the links work. Oh, again, that's shocking. So, hey, just a YouTuber. Bye, just a YouTuber. Hi, Jane says. Bye, Jane says. Hey, language of horses. Tomorrow, we'll try and do it. I'll try and get in here kind of early. I know. Oh, God. I know Saturdays are really, really busy days here on the streets, but Sunday's out. So, and I would like to, because trust me, there's more things that are of note that, yeah, you guys, not truly, this is, I mean, all joking aside, it's, you know that old saying, people tell you who they are, believe them. People show you who they are and what they are and are not capable of. Believe them. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. All right, kids. Thank you all so much. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you guys. And we will, court will reconvene. What do y'all think that I should, before I go, it occurred to me as I was jamming out in the bathroom, getting ready, you know, it occurred to me. I think I should buy a judge outfit. What do you think? You can get them on Amazon. It's nothing more than it's just a black poly. You know, I hate polyester, but oh, I do have a nice black silk bathrobe that will work. Maybe I'll do that. And I'll just put like a white blouse underneath it. And I know you can buy like just a little ruffled collar kind of situation. I think that would be fun. We're Judge Lisa in Fashion Court. All right. I will get that figured out this afternoon. All right, kids. I hope everybody has a great Friday. Be safe and touch grass. Listen to music. Go do something to wash all this gross, dirty, like borderline illiteracy. Like, yeah, oh God. Ugh. Go rinse it out. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Father, you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah. Dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?